Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and taking care, and welcome to this brand new video. So welcome to my review for Revolution of the Daleks, the New Year's Day special 2021. So I have just finished watching the episode and I might do a second review if my opinions change, because obviously it's just after my first watching. But I just thought, because I kind of got my thoughts kind of fresh in my head, I've got lots to talk about, it'd be good to just get on the camera straight away and film my review. So we're going to talk about it in sections. We're going to start by talking about the plot, then the characters, then the Daleks, and then my overall conclusion and thoughts on the episode. So let's get started. First off, talking obviously about the plot. So the plot was kind of what I thought it was going to be. Jack Robertson found the Recon Scout Dalek casing from Resolution. He then made his own drones based on that design. He used 3D printing, which I thought was quite a cool concept, and then obviously he manufactured these Dalek duplicates to kind of look after people. And then this was quite a good twist, I didn't see this coming, that the Leo character would then be taken over by a duplicate of the Recon Scout Dalek from Resolution, again a duplicate, and I thought that was a good twist. And then they manufactured Daleks, actual Recon Scout Daleks, and then they used the ultraviolet light to kind of got into the casing, which I thought was a great idea. And yeah, I just thought it was a really good plot. Again, kind of predictable with the government and the drones. We kind of knew what was coming, but I think it worked really well to keep with a simple, non-timey-wimey plot, and I thought it worked really well. Next up, let's talk about the characters. So I'll start obviously with the Doctor. I was really surprised, like shocked, how quick she got out of prison. I thought it was going to be at least the 40-minute mark until she was at our prison cell, but to just see her reunite with Jack so quickly, it was good, because obviously it meant we got more with the Doctor, but at the same time I would have liked it if they explored more Graham, Ryan, Yaz having to deal with the Daleks rather than getting the Doctor involved so quickly. But I thought the Doctor was really good in this episode. I particularly liked the scene between her and Ryan when they were having a one-to-one in the TARDIS. I thought it was one of Jodie Whittaker's best scenes yet. And yeah, I thought Jodie Whittaker was on point in this episode. She was really good, and I'm actually pretty glad that she got out of the prison cell quite quickly, because she was given a great performance in this episode. Next up, we also have Captain Jack. Again, so surprised how quick he met the 13th Doctor. I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel I need to rewatch it with Jack, because I felt there was quite a lot going on and I never really focused on him too much. But from my first impression, obviously I love to see him coming back. I think he got along really well with the 13th Doctor. I wouldn't say as much as he did with 9 or 10. Not going to lie, from my first impression, I think he worked better alongside Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. But it's still great to see him come back, and we also got some great references. We've got a reference to Gwen near the end of the episode, that was quite cool. And yeah, it was just great to see Jack back, because he's such a likeable character. Then, I guess since we're talking about Jack, so I'll talk about Jack Robertson. I thought Jack Robertson, he was a really good guest character, some great humour from him. It was kind of interesting at the end to see him try and work with the Daleks. It was something exactly Jack Robertson would do. And yeah, it was just a fun guest character, although I really thought they were going to do this theory of him becoming Davros, especially with him kind of trying to team up with the Daleks. I thought that the route they were going to go, they were going to kind of exterminate him, but he would survive and become Davros. I really liked that theory, so it's a shame that didn't happen. But overall, he was a great guest character, and Jay worked really well. And then also we've got the companions. We've got Graham, Ryan, Yaz. I thought Graham, probably the weakest character from this story, if I'm honest. I feel like Bradley Walsh didn't get the best material. He was kind of just there. A few good lines now and again, but yeah, I felt Ryan was much better in this episode. Like I said earlier, he had the one-to-one with the 13th Doctor in the TARDIS, which was really well. Well, he kind of talked about his life back on Earth, and she talked about the Timeless Child arc. I thought that was a really great scene, and Toyson Cole really shined this episode. I definitely felt for his last episode, he shined more here than Bradley Walsh, I have to be honest. And then obviously we got Yaz. So obviously this episode hinted at the whole, it was kind of clear Yaz really misses the Doctor. It does look like in series 13 they're going to go down the Yaz loves the 13th Doctor route. It definitely looks like that. And yeah, I think Mandip Gill gave a great performance, especially that scene where the Doctor came back, and just Mandip Gill's and Yaz's face. Oh, it was so good. It was so clear how much she's definitely fallen in love with the Doctor, and I'm interested to see where that goes in series 13. And finally, let's talk about the big one. It is the Daleks. So I thought the Daleks were absolutely fantastic episode. I thought for the start was a bit slow paced. We're also leading up to the kind of big moment where the Daleks, the Recon Scout Daleks got into the shells, the casing, which I thought was a great plot point of using the ultraviolet light. That was a great plot. I really liked that. And just that scene where they all got into the Dalek casings and they started exterminating, one of the best scenes, definitely the best scene we've had since, I would say, Journey's End. Like, the Daleks were on point, exterminating everywhere. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I would have liked to have seen that, as with Resolution, and same with Revolution of the Daleks. I would have liked to have seen more exterminations, but I felt this was an improvement on Resolution, and we definitely got more exterminating, and it definitely felt like a proper Earth invasion. Could have been better, could have been on a wider scale, we didn't get to see too much of it, but I feel for what we did get, the Daleks were on point, exterminations everywhere. And then obviously we got the, I think they were called the Death Squad come in. I was really not expecting that kind of doctor to summon them, but that worked really well as well. Obviously the Daleks, the Recon Scout Dalek duplicates, because of the, I'm not really sure, I need to rewatch it, but I think they were feeding off humans or something like that, and that made them impure. That was a really good plot point, and I really liked that. And just, yeah, just the Death Squad coming in, and oh, they were brilliant, and again, invading Earth, and in that scene with Jack Robertson trying to team up with them, I genuinely thought it was going to happen. And yeah, I just think the Daleks were on point. I think Chris Chibnall, he knows how to write the Daleks. And yeah, they weren't as focused in the story as I thought they would have been. There was a lot of focus on the characters, but overall, I still think the Daleks, they worked really well, and it was great to see them back in action. And I liked the ending as well. I really liked how they all went in that TARDIS and the Doctor tricked them. I thought it was a really good conclusion. And obviously, now we've just got to talk about the actual conclusion of the episode, Graham and Ryan's exit. It was pretty anticlimax, I won't lie. I think one of them definitely needed to die. I think having them both just leave the TARDIS normally, I said this before the episode even aired, it wasn't what I wanted to happen. It's just not the departure I felt the show needed. You know, it's been the season for 2 series now, and I feel you needed a more of an emotional departure. They did try and make it emotional, and I do think both Tyson Cole and Bradley Walsh gave a really good performance. Obviously they got quite teary up, and they really tried, especially with the Grace cameo as well. But I won't lie, it just didn't really hit me. I didn't tear up, I didn't get emotional, and I wanted to. I genuinely thought from the spoiler-free reviews we were going to get a death. I just thought the route Chibnall was going to go down. He did that with Tosh and Owen and Torchwood. He did it with Grace in the opening of Series 11. I just thought he's going to kill either Graham or Ryan off, but he didn't. And I feel they tried their best to make it an emotional departure, but for me personally, it just didn't really hit me, and it felt very anticlimax. And I'm generally quite upset that it just, one of them didn't die. I know it sounds a bit harsh, and some people will obviously be happy they're alive, of course. But for me personally, it's just, I feel after being in the show for 2 seasons, one of them needed to die. We needed that emotional impact. Yeah, deaths are sad, but at the same time, they're great because obviously it makes you feel something, it makes you feel emotional, and that's exactly what I wanted. So it's very disappointing that they're kind of just left the TARDIS normally. It's what I was exactly worried about happening, and it's happened, so it's very disappointing. But otherwise, I thought it was a very good conclusion. I thought the Daleks plots were solved very good, with the whole Daleks going inside the TARDIS and being tricked, and the other Dalek spaceship being blown up. No problems there with the Dalek conclusion. Didn't feel anticlimax or anything like that, but it's just with Graham and Ryan, it did feel anticlimax. So overall, this special, I would say, was really, really, really good. Even great. I wouldn't say it was perfect. I think the departure of Graham and Ryan was definitely a bit of a letdown. I felt we would have been nice to see a tiny bit more of the Daleks, but I do get it's more character focused. And to be fair, I think this is, to be fair, a lot better than Resolution. The character focus elements work a lot better here because actual focus on the main characters, and I do think it wasn't boring or anything like that. Well, I felt with Resolution, because it was focusing a lot on Ryan and his dad, it wasn't really that interesting, but well here it was a lot more focused on the main characters, and it did work really well for the final episode together. So overall, at the moment, I'm going to give this episode a solid 8 out of 10. I think that's exactly what it deserves. It delivered on the Daleks, it was very action packed. Just wished we had a better departure for Graham and Ryan, but that's just the way it is. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy the special? Was it not for you? Do you think it was as good as Journey's End? Do you agree that I actually think this is the best Dalek story since the Journey's End, even better than Resolution? Do you prefer Resolution? Lots to talk about. Let me know in the comment section below. Obviously there was a big announcement as well after the special. I am going to cover that in a separate video, so please subscribe. That will probably be coming probably later tonight in like an hour or something, so subscribe for that, hit that notification bell, and yeah guys, thanks for watching, take care, I hope you all enjoyed Doctor Who, and I will see you all next time. See you later.